What is going on, everybody? Welcome in to talking about Week 10 Waiver Wire. And hey, this is the trade deadline. Trade deadline week, too. Trade deadline. A lot of trades, mostly just getting the hell out of New York. Went down today. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about some of my favorite players. I wrote an article that is up right now over on bettergreen.com if you guys do want to check it out, but we're going to talk about it here, so please stay just right here. If you are on TikTok, what's up, everybody? We're not banned today, so hello to all of you. And as always, if I'm not getting to your questions fast enough, please head over to YouTube. Those will pop up on my screen faster, and I will be able to get to you sooner. Already a couple questions coming in, so let's just get straight into them, guys. I have Danny. He says, trade Kyron and Swift for Henry. I know that Henry's been looking better, and I know you want to get rid of Swift, but I don't think so. I still like Kyron, and I like this Rams offense. Yeah, I think I'm sticking with Kyron there. As tempting as it is to go out there and get Henry, we've been fighting this age thing for a while. We're already seeing his efficiency starting to dip quite a bit these last 2 years. So I am not in on Henry, so I would keep Kyron there. Bryce or Penix this week? I'm going to say Bryce. Let me get the NFL schedule pulled up too so I can give you guys the correct matchups here. We have Bryce against the Saints. Yep, so Bryce, or who's the other one? Bryce or Penix. Penix is against the Colts. Yeah, I don't want to play against the Colts this week. That is not a team I want to step in front of coming off a loss. KU, what's up, buddy? Howdy, man. Glad to have you in, buddy. We're going to be doing a lot of talking today. A lot of talking about football. Let's see. Did the Steelers trade for anyone? Not anybody that's going to move earth for them. Let's see. Steelers trade. I don't believe so. Steelers trade. Yeah, no, nothing. Just like my Chiefs, man. Didn't do anything at the trade deadline. Bo Nix or Jackson Dart this week? Let's see. We have, I need to get this all screenshotted here. NFL Week 10. Let's see. What do we got? Bo Nix against the Raiders. That's nice. Or Jackson Dart. Oof. Against the Bears. I would do Nix versus the Raiders. Just trade Chase Brown for Pickens and Merritt. Bill's having a tough time here recently, and Chase Brown has one hell of a fantasy playoff schedule. Don't know if I love that. Don't know if I love that, Mario. Gibbs or Cook? I know Cook has a tough matchup. Cook is against the... Oh, never mind. Cook's against the Dolphins. Cook's against the Dolphins. Gibbs is against the Commanders. Give me Gibbs. Give me Gibbs there. Sad face from Q. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, for the trade deadline. Yeah, dude, 100%. I agree with you, man. I agree with you, Q. I thought we'd get Breece Hall for sure. Steelers. And we got Shitty Cat that comes on the show sometimes. He is a Steelers fan, too, and I'm sure he was wanting to get somebody. A lot of teams stood there and did nothing, unfortunately. It's like the Cowboys, Colts went out and got people. Other than that, not a lot happened. Just the Jets shipping everybody out. Deadline was a bunch of hoopla for our teams. Yeah, KU, being a Bears fan. Well, I forgot how you said it, KU. Something like, dude has 0 sacks and tackles for a loss, but you guys traded for him. Yeah, you didn't give up a ton, though. What'd you give up? Like a 6th-round pick, I think it was. So that, at least that part's not as bad. Hey, loving these comments coming in already from everybody. Thank you guys. Let's talk about this first guy I got here, and then I'll hit some more questions and comments along the way. So we have Bashal Tootin is the first guy I have up. Okay, this is my thought process on Bashal Tootin. I loved him coming in, combine hero. I loved him at, what was it, Virginia Tech, I believe. I believe he's one of those Virginians out there. I believe it's Virginia Tech. Tootin, it's one of those things that, right at this point, you're hedging to the end of the season. Etienne's been healthy up to this point. Can he stay healthy? We'll see. You can hedge against that and take Tootin right now. Also, at that point, rookies tend to have, after the bye week and after that mid-season mark, are a lot more involved in the offense. The coaches have more trust in them. So can Tootin be that guy down the stretch? I mean, there's not a lot of people on the waiver wire right now that there's been so many injuries. A lot of the backup guys and people that are worth anything have already been scooped up out of necessity. So Tootin's one of those guys that's available in over 50% of leagues. I like it. I do like the Tootin as a waiver wire priority this week. Also, 3 touchdowns already, I believe it was, right? He's already found the end zone 3 times. Yep. So this is a guy that he gets the important work. So it's a guy that if he is on the waiver wire, he's worth it. He's worth scooping up. Next guy is a guy I've been back and forth on so much. We've talked about this guy quite a bit, more than I would have liked to talk about him. That's Alec Aomanor. This is a nasty pick, right? He gets so many targets. I don't even think he's caught 50% of them. That's because I'd say probably 35 to 40% are uncatchable. Go back and look at his target to reception is terrible. And then you look at his actual catchable targets to receptions, very close. Very close. So Alec is the only rookie receiver that has had starting level snaps the entire season besides Ted McMillan and Egbuka. So the Titans, the quarterback's playing a little better. The team's playing a little better. He's got more targets than A.J. Brown, DK Metcalf. I like Alec, but that offense is so cheeks. Exactly. This is exactly what it is. Unfortunately, all my picks this week are pretty ugly because the waiver wires are picked over. I mean, it's week 10 that we're talking about these guys. There's not a lot left out there. So Alec is a guy that you're purely playing for, opportunity share. And you're just hoping one of those days he pops off for you. Hopefully you don't have to start any of these guys, but Alec is a guy that if you really need receiver help, he's going to be an ugly one. You're never going to want to play him, but he's going to get enough. He's going to get more opportunities than probably most of the people out there. And that Chimeri DK, I believe is his name. Titans don't even want to use him. There's been a lot of hype on that guy. They clearly want Alec to be the dude. This is a year. If he's available, let's see, he's available in, he's only 28.3% owned. He's available in most leagues. Get him if you really need a wide receiver. If you don't need wide receiver help, I'm fine leaving this guy out. I get Bucky and Rice for Bijan and A.J. Brown. Bucky and Rice for Bijan and A.J. Brown. Oh, giving up Bijan's a lot. I love getting out from underneath A.J. Brown, though. Oh, Chase, that's a tough one. I'd probably do it. Rice is getting a lot of work. And the Chiefs' offense had been looking a lot better. Of course, they have to go completely vanilla because they're against the Bills. And they never do anything in the regular season against the Bills. So, yeah, I like it. I do the Bucky and Rice side there, even though it's really hard to give up Bijan. And then I just got BTJ from Jesse. Yeah, Jesse, that's a tough one, man. The high ankle sprain. BTJ has been a guy I've been back and forth about buying all season. This worries me. The high ankle sprain. They're saying it's minor, but with as banged up as he has been all year, and how, that's a nice way to say it. Dysfunctional doesn't seem like the right word, but just inept as he's been this season, I really worry about BTJ. If I could trade him and get out from underneath him, I would, especially in redraft. I'm selling him. I'm selling BTJ for whatever I can get. Because BTJ, I'm worried about this injury lingering. Because they're saying, oh, it's like trending in the right direction. He should play. Careful with that. I bet he probably misses this week. If not, you shouldn't expect a lot. Yeah, and then right there, KU, high ankle sprains linger. Exactly. So this is not an injury and a guy I'm looking to get on board with. Jesse, thank you. No, thank you, man. I appreciate the comment, man. Please make sure you follow us. Pick up Trey Tucker, Alec Pierce, Troy Franklin, or Wandale. I need a wide receiver. I got Lamb on bye this week. Great question, T. And it's got to be either Troy Franklin or Wandale. I'm not even looking at Trey Tucker or Alec Pierce. I would go Troy Franklin against the Raiders this week, and then Wandale against the Bears. Oof. I mean, Wandale is going to be the number one guy probably for Jackson Dart. I guess I go Wandale there. As much as I like Troy Franklin more season long, but for this week I would go Wandale. Let's see. Start Dowdle over Bijan. That's nasty. Vito, you should go to jail for that question. Start Dowdle over Bijan. Let's see. Who are the Panthers playing? You should go to jail, but you're not wrong for asking it. Rico against the Saints. Bijan against... I just saw them just a little bit earlier. Oh, the Colts. Yeah? Oh, man. Start them both if you can. But wow. I'll say it. I'll say Rico. I'll go with you, man. I'll go on that Dowdle train with you. That's crazy to say. That's really crazy to say, but I will go Dowdle with you, man. Even if he plays, he's not going to play well. Not that he has played well to begin with. Exactly, KU. Great point, man. Great point. Oh, thank you, Spam from Kick. Let's see. Got offered CMC for Jacobs and Henry. Should I accept? If you can spare the depth, yes. If you can spare the depth, absolutely. Jacobs and Henry. I don't trust Henry. Yeah, if I can get out from both those guys, I think I would do it. So for CMC, Eric, yes, I would. If you can afford it. I'd do it. Week 10 quarterback fill-in for Dak, Dart, or Darnold. Or fill-in for Dak, Dart, or Darnold. Darnold is against the Cardinals. That's a good one. Give me Darnold. Surprisingly enough. And I love Dart. Give me Darnold there. Musgrave or Loveland? Ooh, man. Loveland against the Giants. Musgrave against the Eagles. See, the problem is we think that Musgrave will slide right in, right? For Tucker Kraft. We got to remember these guys are drafted the same year. Close in rounds. And Kraft absolutely stole the job. Musgrave, he'll have value, but I also think they have a billion wide receivers that all do the same thing. So I think that ball's going to get spread around a lot more than people might be expecting. Loveland, once again, is battling with Komet, but I would ride the high with Loveland. I would ride the high with Loveland this week. I traded Parker Washington for Trey Tucker. Dub. And Eric says, thank you for the advice. Eric, thank you for the comment, man. Please follow us if you haven't already. I traded Parker Washington for Trey Tucker. Man. Can I say P instead of a W? Can I say P for a push? They seem kind of interchangeable, in my opinion. But yeah, we'll have to see, man. I mean, Trey Tucker with Jacoby Myers getting out of there. Never mind. I'm switching it. I will give you the dub on that one. Musgrave was the higher pick, but Kraft cucked him. Thank you, Kate. That's what I thought, but I was like, maybe I'm getting this twisted. Yeah, because they wanted Musgrave to be the guy, but Kraft just ended up being way better. Thank you for pointing that out. Thank you for reminding me, Kate. What do you think about Kincaid for the rest of the season? Oh, Lord. As a Kincaid owner, man, a pain in the ass. He's a pain in the ass to own. But, I mean, really, you have to start him every week, right? We've been waiting for these other guys, Keon Coleman, Khalil Shakir, to have huge games. have to really take that step up to be the number one wide receiver. Looking at player stats for last week, Kincaid second in receptions behind only Shakir. Shakir had 7 catches for 43 yards. Kincaid 6 for 101 and a touchdown against a tough Chiefs defense. Yeah, I'm starting Kincaid as much as I hate it. I'm starting Kincaid. I think you have to, unless you have a better option. And I don't know. I mean, at this point, Kraft being injured and some of the other injuries that we've had, Kincaid's probably a tight end 1 that you have to start. And I don't know if you're trading him to get something better. I think good luck. I think he's a hard guy to move. My running backs are stacked. Which 3 should I start? Bijan, Jacobs, Dowdle, Hall. Oh, our Chicago boy, man. Was that Monangai? Thank you, brother. Vitor, thank you, man. Follow us if you haven't already. I appreciate your questions. You have to start Bijan and Dowdle, I think. You got to start those 2. Bijan's your stud. You start your studs. Dowdle is just on a tear right now against the terrible Saints team, so give me Dowdle. Bears against the Giants. Man. And then I think I'd go Monangai. Brees against what? I think they're against Cleveland this week, right? Jets versus Cleveland. Am I correct on that? Yeah. Wait, hold up. Yes. Yeah, I don't want any part in that. Cleveland's defense is good. Jets got rid of everybody. This Jets team is going to be terrible, so I don't want to start Hall unless I have to. Yeah, that rookie in Chicago sure can run well. I knew that was coming. Yeah, give me Bijan, Dowdle, and Monangai. What do you think about Kincaid for the rest of the season? Hit that one already. Vito Pacheco, I'll try to trade some if you can. Vito Pacheco. Sorry. I'll try to trade some if you can. Gotcha, by having all those running backs. Gotcha, sorry. My trade got accepted. My running backs are now Rico and CMC. Thank you, my friend. Eric, thank you, buddy. Good luck to you this season. Bring that championship home. Let's see. Eric, you're not wrong. I put trades out every week. Everyone is so damn frugal and won't trade. Man, that's every league. I get that. Eric and Vito in the comments, man. I get you, boys. Pumpkins is Adele. All right. Not wrong. My league makes her so weird. Let's talk about this last one. It's kind of a gross one. But, I mean, let's just mention him. Dalton Schultz. I loved Schultz like 2 years ago, I think it was. I like Schultz a lot. And then I really didn't like him this year coming into it with the drafting of the Iowa State boys, Noel and Higgins. Guys, I haven't been paying a lot of attention to him. He's got tight end 1 numbers in targets, receptions, yards, and the team target share percentage. He's top 12 in all of those. Top 8 in a couple of the major ones. The big reason we are not seeing him higher, and people aren't talking about him, he has no touchdowns, which is not a very common thing for tight ends. I mean, we're seeing in the honorable mentions below, Theo Johnson, tight ends just, it's like I feel like they get touchdowns every single week. You just got to pick the right one. So for Schultz not to have any touchdowns in the season, I feel like at some point that's got to come back to the mean. Also, part of the reason, like the Texans receivers haven't been good. Ask a Nico owner, ask any of the other, I mean, who hopefully, I mean, are people still holding on to Christian Kirk? I don't think so. Higgins, Noel, are these guys rostered? I think in regular redraft leagues, I think the answer to that's no. So Stroud, if that offensive line is as terrible as it is, he has to get rid of the ball, and instead of waiting for things to develop downfield, dump it off to Schultz. Get it to Schultz in the middle. So especially in PPR leagues, I think Dalton Schultz is a sneaky play. And this, especially DFS. DFS formats, I really like Dalton Schultz for that. Only owned in 25.5% of leagues. He's available in 3 out of 4 leagues. He's probably available in yours. He's available in mine. It's one of those. I got Tyler Warren right now and Kincaid as my tight ends. So I don't need them, thankfully, but Dalton Schultz, if I really needed tight end help, like let's say you were a Kraft owner and you just lost Kraft for the season, especially in PPR leagues, Schultz is a guy I would take maybe a glance or two at. Let's see. Would you still be comfortable with him even with Davis Mills? I would. The thing is, the Texans' offense has been so bad this year. I mean, you can put me back there. The offensive line's horrible. The offensive line is one of the worst in the league. So Stroud, Davis Mills, they can't trade anymore. But I was gonna say any 40-plus-year-old quarterback, put them back there. I think they're all gonna do the same. It's just you're gonna have to get the ball out of your hands fast. There's no waiting for things to develop downfield. If they ever get behind in games, which has been the key for the Texans, they keep games close, use the strength of that team's defense, keep them in games, because if this team has to start throwing deep, they fall apart quick. So for the Texans, quarterback doesn't matter to me. It's just going to be quick, get it out of your hands. So Schultz, I like him no matter what. Need a wide receiver. Who should I pick up on waivers? Jennings, Downs, Tucker, or Parker Washington? Not Parker Washington out of those three. Downs has been looking a lot better, but Tucker might be stepping into the most opportunity. Jennings, I'd probably cross Jennings off next. It'd be between Downs and Tucker. Crazy enough, I'd probably say Tucker. Just with Jacoby Myers gone now. I mean, Geno's been terrible. Geno's been so bad. But once again, hey, I would take if Geno was on the Texans, I would still like Dalton Schultz. Yeah, I like Tucker, man. I think he's going to be the way to go there. Trading Chase, Barkley, and Keenan Allen for Jacobs, Jefferson, and Kittle. Trading Chase. As in Jamar Chase? Which Chase are we talking about? Chase Brown, Chase, Barkley, and Keenan Allen for Jacobs, Jefferson, and Kittle. It is Jamar. Okay, Jamar Chase, Barkley, and Allen for Jacobs, Jefferson, and Kittle. I say no. I think that's too much. They need to give you a better running back if that's going to be the case. Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. I mean, Jay Jetta looked fine with homeboy J.J. McCarthy this week, but Chase, remember that monster game Chase just had with Flacco. And Keenan Allen, I know he hasn't been great the last 2 weeks, but really he was a dude you could start every single week up until recently. They're giving Trey Harris a little bit more running room. The Chargers haven't looked as good either. So, yeah, give me Keenan Allen, Barkley, and the Chase side there. Is Bucky worth stashing this week, if back? Bucky Irving, absolutely. Oh, Bucky worth starting, sorry. Bucky worth starting this week. Let's see. Oh, man, they play the Patriots. It depends who you're starting them over, I would say, but I would probably start him against the Patriots. Tough defense. Very tough defense, but I think Bucky's good enough. Especially Tampa Bay's coming off a bye, I believe. Baker and them boys are going to be ready. Yeah, if Bucky's back, I would start Bucky. But once again, it depends. If you got Jonathan Taylor and who else? Well, Rico we were talking about. Rico, I'd start those guys over Bucky. Honorable mentions, I mean, some of these guys are repeats. Joe Flacco, Higgins, Tyjae Spears, Theo Johnson. We talked about Spears in past episodes. Flacco's the best quarterback that's widely available. Other than that, I mean, you're going to have Marcus Mariota's going to be a really popular ad because of the Jade Daniels injury. Jaden Higgins. Once again, I was just talking about how I liked Schultz because of how they're not able to get downfield. So Higgins, I just like him because I thought he was a really good receiver out of college. Think that he can still be pretty decent. That's one that if Mills is a starter over Stroud, that worries me for Higgins a lot. That one makes me more concerned there. for Jaden Higgins. Tyjae Spears, absolutely. I think you should pick him up. The only reason he's not higher is because I wrote about him within the last 2 weeks, so I'm not going to write about him again. And Theo Johnson, dude's balling right now. Dude's balling. Dart's got to throw it to somebody. CMC and Judkins. Oh, those the guys. Then Vidal and Tyrone Tracy on your bench. Oh, man. I'll start Bucky and CMC, says Eric. But Judkins playing the Browns and just got rid of all of their defenders. Oh, man. If it all isn't... Who are the Chargers playing this week? Steelers? Ah, man. And this might be a play-on week for Vidal, too, because he had that bad week. Everybody hopped off him after being on him this past week. So this might be a week to play on Vidal in betting circles, but CMC for sure. And then for me, it's between Judkins and Bucky. I think I'd do Judkins just based on matchup, but I don't hate Eric's either. Bucky. Also, I would like to see a week of healthy Bucky before he gets right into what's it called? Right into the game, right into your starting roster. I get Wan'Dale at my flex. I like that. I think Wan'Dale's a good pick this week. Wan'Dale's a good pick just going forward in general. Once again, one of the players we've already written about and talked about, so not gonna talk about him anymore. I didn't even hit. Let's hit the graphic real quick. Let it flash on screen for you guys. If I took the time to make it, I just forgot to press the button. So there we go. There goes. These are the Week 10 waiver wire ads. Let's move to the next section, huh? Let's talk about the slams or scams. Breaking down the top 10 players that were added this week and saying if we think they're a slam, if they're a good pick, or if they're a scam. Everybody's picking these guys up for no reason. All right. Hey, here we are, number 1. Let's talk about it. 1,268,000 ads. Parker Washington, Jacksonville Jaguars. This is clearly just out of people being scared now that Travis Hunter is on IR. And then now we have the injury to BTJ's ankle. But then the Jags, they just traded for Jacoby Myers. I gotta make sure that's correct. I'm pretty positive that's right. Jacoby Myers went to the Jags, right? Jacoby Myers, yep, to the Jags for 4th and 6th round pick. Yeah, so with this pick, man, I'm telling you, I just feel like it's a scam. I feel like Parker Washington's a scam. If BTJ does try to come back and play, that's going to take snaps away. They wouldn't have traded for Jacoby Myers if they thought Parker Washington was going to come in and be a guy that could immediately reap dividends for him. So I'm very far out on Parker Washington. I think you're playing just for the well, they're injured, so someone has to catch the ball. So let Michael Mayer when the what's his name was injured. Brock Bowers was injured. We've seen quite a bit of that. People getting picked up because someone else is injured. Doesn't work out for them. Bob, should I drop Keenan for Musgrave? I have Pitts. Keenan Allen? If it's Keenan Allen, I would keep Keenan Allen. I would just roll with Pitts. I was talking about Musgrave a little bit earlier. I think they spread the ball around a lot more. They love running the ball, so you can take off a couple of those targets that would have gone to Kraft. Run the ball. Give it a couple extra targets to wide receivers on the edge. And then Musgrave, he's not going to step straight into Kraft's role and have Kraft's production. So I am not, I'm probably one of the lowest people on Musgrave that you're going to find this week. On social medias, that's for sure. Let's see. Eric, how would you feel about dropping Theo Johnson for Dalton Schultz? Great question. See, because Theo was in my my other guys, the honorable mentions. That is going to be completely up to you and your league scoring format. If you're in a PPR league or a tight end premium league, I would lean towards Schultz. If you're in a half PPR, I would probably still lean Theo there because he's just getting the touchdowns. I mean, he looked fantastic. Darts looked great. we don't have those same quarterback concerns in New York as we do in Houston. So I would probably go Theo Johnson in that scenario. Bob, thanks. No, Bob, thank you for hopping on again, man. I always appreciate your comments, buddy. Guys, if you haven't, please subscribe to us on YouTube if you are enjoying this, because we get banned like every other week on TikTok because we don't have a gaming content. So if you guys do enjoy this, we do this every week. You guys just might not see it if you're only on TikTok. Number 2 most added, 652,000 ads, Devin Singletary. Or as we like to call him, Devin Single Carry. 56% of snaps last week, 8 carries for 43 yards, a respectable 5.38 yards per carry. Caught both of his targets for 8 yards. I don't like. I'm going to say scam again. We're going to start off with 2 scams, talking about the most added waiver guys. I mean, everybody was just adding Tyron Tracy like crazy. What's going on with Tracy? Is Tracy injured? Let's look it up. Tyron Tracy. I don't believe so. It was Devin Singletary, not Tracy, who led the Giants in carries in their first game without Scatabo. Okay. All right. These guys were on the same team last year, right? And Tracy was a starter. Why was Tracy the starter last year? This is one game. And you're telling me that if... Let me start over. Let me say it like this. You're telling me you think Devin Singletary... Will you ever start Devin Singletary? Let me ask you that. Will you ever have Devin Singletary in your starting roster? 689,000 ads. He's going to split with... excuse me. He's going to split with Tyron Tracy all season. All season. He's going to be meaningless for you. He's going to be totally touchdown dependent. Last week he had 6 points. That's running at 5.38 yards a clip, which is the highest of the season. When's the last time he had that high? It was week 8 of last year when he had 2 carries for 11 yards. You want a game where he actually started? He had 5.94 back in week 2 of 2024. 16 carries for 95 yards and a touchdown. And then Tyron Tracy came in and he never saw over 50% of snaps again the rest of the season. Now 2025, he saw 32% snap share. It was the highest leading up to last week when he saw 56. This just screams overreaction in my book. So I'm saying Devin Singletary is a scam. Let's see. I'm gonna head out. Thank you for all the advice. Don't be tuning in next Tuesday. Eric, thank you, man. I appreciate you, buddy. Have a good night, my friend. Number 3 most added is going to be, hey, we talked about him a lot here, Luke Musgrave. 565,000 ads this week. Played in 46% of the snaps. 3 receptions on 3 targets for 34 yards. Guys, let's check the past. He has had, in 2024, he had 10 targets and 7 receptions for 45 yards, no touchdowns. He has already surpassed this year 10 targets, 9 receptions, 88 yards, no touchdowns. His first year, let's see, he had 46 targets for 34 receptions, 352 yards, and 1 touchdown. So this is a tight end that's not getting in the end zone. He's not getting a ton of work. He played in 7 games last year and had 10 catches. He played in 8 so far this year and has 10 catches. You can't gaslight me into this guy's coming in and taking work and taking food off of Tucker Kraft's plate. No, that's just gonna get spread around. 1, 2, 3, 4. Marcus Mariota, 352,000 ads this week. Yeah, I agree with this one. This one's a slam. I mean, Marcus Mariota he's had, in his 3 starts, 22 points, 17 points, and 11 points, at least in my league scoring. And his last outing against Kansas City looked terrible. But the Chiefs were playing really well that game. I mean, you have to say Slade just because the Jane Daniels injury. This is a starting quarterback now that has, albeit an injured Terry McLaurin. They got Deebo Samuel. They got Bill. Marcus is a dual threat quarterback. He's a guy that I would pick up if I really need someone, but he's pretty low down there on the totem pole. Should I drop Knight for Loveland or Musgrave? PPR. Or should I drop Knight for Loveland or Musgrave? PPR. I'd drop Knight for Loveland. Yeah, I'd do that. Drop Knight for Loveland. Even in PPR, I don't love Musgrave. I'd rather have, what's his name? Dalton Schultz than Musgrave. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our fifth most added player, 290,000 adds. Colston Loveland, tight end for the Chicago Bears. His role's been increasing, guys. He got injured and then had 67% snap share in week 7, 81 in the last 2 weeks. 5 targets, 7 targets. This is the thing. Loveland had a huge game. He had 2 touchdowns. Roma Dunze, we got to remember, had 0 receptions on 3 targets. Roma Dunze is going to get his again. Colson Loveland just ate for everybody in this game against Cincinnati. Once again, Cincinnati proved they're the worst defense in the league. Bears shouldn't have won that game, but Cincinnati lost it. The Bears took what they wanted. The Bears took the W. They earned the W, but ooh, buddy, Cleveland is bad. So if you're telling me I got Colson Loveland, I got him against the Giants, Minnesota, Pittsburgh, Philly, Green Bay, Cleveland, Green Bay, San Fran. Going forward, those are tough matchups. Once again, I love Loveland more than I like Musgrave. So if you're adding a tight end this week, I think Loveland's a fine guy to go with, but I wouldn't expect something very high out of him. Once again, in PPR leagues, I probably would rather have Schultz over Loveland, and that's probably going to piss some people off, but that's my opinion. Ferguson on a bye. Should I pick up Kincaid or Loveland? Kincaid. I would pick up Kincaid. I'd rather have Kincaid and being one of the top options for Josh Allen. Especially, who are the Bills facing this week? Bills are facing... Let's see. Bills are facing... Oh, the Dolphins? Yeah. Yeah, I'm taking Kincaid. Absolutely. Plus, at this point in their career, Loveland's splitting a lot. Right now, so I'd much rather have Kincaid. What's your 1, 2? We always skip over. If you guys always hear me count, I'm always skipping over the kickers and defenses that are added because I don't need to talk to you guys about them. You guys do as you would like. If you really want to know, you guys can ask me in the comments and I'll get to it. But yeah, I'm not gonna waste time on that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Darius Slayton, 252,000 adds. Darius Slayton's always one of those guys I go back to that I like a lot because it's like, oh, you got him with Danny Dimes, but Danny Dimes isn't there anymore. And Danny Dimes like Slayton. Jackson Dart, we'll see. 89% of snap share, 7 targets, 5 receptions, 62 yards. Yeah, I mean, Darius Slayton's a fine ad if you need receiver help, but you're a little cooked. If that's the case. We'll do 3 more. Isaiah Davis, 213,000 ads. A lot of this was with the people freaking out about Breece Hall getting traded. Breece Hall did not get traded, unfortunately, so he's still going to be the backup to Breece. I mean, Braylon Allen was the thing. Now Isaiah Davis is the thing. Is it possible the Jets are just ass and they're just not gonna be good? And having a running back on a team that's going to be losing frequently and have to come back, I don't have a lot of interest in the running backs on the New York Jets team, especially not ones that aren't even starting. So Isaiah Davis is a pass for me. Unless you're in deep dynasty leagues, that's the only reason I would have Isaiah Davis rostered. Torrey Horton is another very popular name going around right now. People are darlings for Torrey Horton right now. 5 touchdowns. That's actually kind of impressive. On 22 targets, 13 receptions, 161 yards. They just added, what's his name? Rashid Shaheed from the Saints. JSN's going to suck up most of the targets, most of the looks. Outside of that, is Cooper Kupp injured? I need to look that up. Because this signing triggered me a little bit. Yes, he is. He was out. Hamstring and heel, inactive for week 9. Okay. So, I mean, even if he was playing, it's still kind of like meh with Cooper Kupp. So, Torrey Horton, he's fine. He's not a guy I would want roster because I'm not starting him. I wouldn't start Torrey Horton in season long. Once again, maybe a deep stash. Other than that, they still got AJ Barner, the tight end. They have that catches all those touchdown passes. Yeah. I don't know why, if they really like Torrey, why they would have traded for Shaheed. That's my thought process here. Because Shaheed's going to come in and instantly demote Torrey Horton. I mean, that's just what it is. They wouldn't have traded him if he was going to be behind Torrey. So, yeah, I'm passing on him. And then we got Olamide Zaccheaus. KU, what you know about Olamide, bro? Got a couple questions here. Let's hop to them. Would you trade away Bijan and Sutton for Achane, Quinshawn, and BTJ? Ooh. BTJ is very scary right now. I like BTJ, but he's a scary pick right now with that high ankle sprain. BTJ, man. If you really need, if you don't have good running back depth, I would, because Achane and Quinshawn is a very nice one too. So I would do that. Pickens and Njoku for Jefferson. Justin Jefferson, absolutely. Pickens and Njoku for Jefferson, yes. You've got Otton, yeah. Yes, I would, without a second thought there. Would you trade away Bijan? Oh, that's what I had already. Okay, I think I had all of those. I have Bijan and ETN, and basically that's it. Then I would do that. And then ETN can either be a flex play or he can be a guy that you can actually play matchups then. So Achane and Quinshawn, yeah. I like that. I think that'd be a nice one, especially, I mean, man. What's his name? Bijan's just been brutal lately. I have Metcalf on my bench too. I still like Metcalf. I still gotta hope that Metcalf can really be something this year. Is J.K. Dobbins droppable? Let's check him out. I know that Harvey has been really killing it lately, but I would say no, man. Because J.K. Dobbins, he's got, 15 carries for 61 yards? That's valuable. He's got 4 rushing touchdowns. I know he's not the receiving back. He's got 15 carries last week. Let's see what Harvey... This is the thing. Harvey doesn't get a lot of run. Yeah, he had 2 carries for 5 yards. They have, obviously, the 5 targets, 5 receptions, 51 yards, and a touchdown. So he had a pretty decent week last week. But at 2 carries... Yeah, that's not enough for me to drop Dobbins. He's pissing me off right now. I need a quarterback and a tight end with no space for any of them unless I drop him. Oh, man. Is there anybody else you could drop? Because, I mean, I feel like Dobbins, he's still getting quite a bit of run right now. I do like that you're thinking about getting out before the rookie breakout, though. So you are thinking ahead. Nah, best option. Damn. Well, which quarterback and tight end are you picking up? Let me ask you that. Is that oh, we were talking about Olamide Zaccheaus. It's just another name in Chicago, man. I mean, DJ Moore's going to come back eventually. Burton's going to come back eventually. There's nothing wrong with him. He just was absent last week with, we were just talking about him. Good Lord. Get in front of a camera and you forget about his name. Roma Dunze. But Olamide, 8 targets, 6 receptions for a touchdown. Once again, guys, 58 yards and a touchdown. This was against the worst defense in the NFL in Cincinnati. Look at Olamide's other games. 7 for 7, 33. Okay. 3 for 2 for 9. 6 for 2 for 24. 6 for 5, 41. 4 for 3, 24. 5 for 2 for 12. 7 for 4 for 42. Yeah, you've been able to start him 1 week. That was this last week against the best or the worst defense in the NFL. Yeah, I'm not on the Olamide Zacchaeus train. Once again, this isn't hatred towards the Bears, because I still think Caleb Williams is the very next most added player. I think Caleb Williams can still have a really decent season. He has been having a decent season. I mean, he absolutely killed Cincinnati, but I just think there's too many mouths to feed, especially with the Loveland emergence, Loveland and Komet. Wow. You're just going to be the odd man out more often than not, so I don't want any part of Zacchaeus. Would you trade Darnold, Achane, and Sutton for CD and Irving? I'm getting the Bucky side. Darnold, Achane, and Sutton. Yes. Yes, I would. For CD and Irving, I would do that. I got Justin and Bo Nix, and they got the same buy, so unless they drop one of them, I can't. Too big of a trade. You're fleecing the shit out of them, Aaron. Yeah, I agree. They got the same buy. That's my problem this week, man. I've got Dak and Mahomes. Who are you dropping them for? Which quarterback are you going to pick up? Because if you're picking up, I mean, like you're saying, you have to. It would just suck to drop him for someone like a Mariota. If you're dropping him for Flacco, that's great. I would do it for Flacco. Get you out of that predicament. What is their week? Or their bye week? Is that next week? Chargers, bye week. Week 12, so up in about 2 weeks. You can also hold on to them until then. So should I drop Dobbins, Herbert, or Bo Nix for either Stafford or Flacco? Okay. Dobbins, Herbert, or Nix for... Oh, God. I mean, if you're okay at running back, man, then drop Dobbins and get... For week 12? Let's look at the week 12 matchups. NFL... Week 12, Flacco would be playing the Patriots. Stafford would be playing the Buccaneers. I think I'd do Stafford. I dropped Dobbins for Stafford there. And also I got Tyler as my only tight end, so I'm going to pick the Packers tight end, Luke, I think. Oh, if it's PPR, may I recommend Dalton Schultz, man. I'm just saying, I don't think there's going to be a lot of people happy with Luke Musgrave. Maybe I'll be wrong. But the rest of his career, people have not been happy with Luke Musgrave. There's a lot of hype on him. People remember, I believe, 3 years ago when he came in the league as a rookie. He was the one everybody was hyping up instead of Kraft. I remember that for sure, because it was the other one that ended up being valuable. So, yeah. Yeah, that's nasty, but I get it. He's the, 5th most added player of the week for a reason. Let's talk about the guys that people are dropping, huh? Talk about the guys over too soon. We talked about all the guys you can add to your rosters to bring them to that next level for this final fantasy playoff push. Guys, let's talk about it. The guys that it's over too soon, they're gone, but they're not forgotten. Top 10 most dropped. Are people crazy or are people on track? Do they have a point? Number 1, most dropped, 613,000 drops, Tucker Kraft. Nobody's crazy there. Unfortunately, and let's just do number 2 in there with them. Jaden Daniels. A season's over for both of them. What can you do? Drop them. Let's see. Look at think. Who does the Texans tight end play during the Colts bye? Let's see. Colts bye. Colts bye week. Oh, it's next week, week 11. So who do the Texans play next week? NFL. I need like a flipping calendar that I can get. Maybe we get enough like people following the page and subscribing. I can afford to buy a little calendar with the bye weeks and matchups on it. Texans face the Titans. Schultz versus the Titans. That's nice. That's actually really nice pickup. Dropped Bill from Monangai. What do you think? I think you did a good job. It sucks dropping Bill. I get it. Tweaka, what? JD5 isn't out for the season. Bro, look it up, man. Jaden Daniels, elbow. Obliterated. Do they have a stronger weak tight end defense? Let's see. Who do they play this week? Titans play. In general, their defense is pretty weak. Your Titans are on bye this week. Yeah, it looks like the Titans don't play this week, so they'll be coming in. That doesn't bother me at all. If you're in a PPR league, I like Schultz a lot. Almost in any matchup too. Number 3 most dropped, Chimere DK. I mean, this is a guy we've been saying all season long. Like, he was one of the most added, I think, last week because he had the 8 targets, 7 catches, 93 yards. Okay. Okay, look at the rest of the dudes. He had 70 yards the week before. Other than that, he had, let's see, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 26 yards in these 6 weeks combined before that. And then this week he gets you 1 catch for 5 yards. This is a guy you guys should have never picked up. Now he's on bye. People are dropping him because of the bye. No, they're dropping him because he sucks. This is a guy that's not going to be valuable. He doesn't get enough opportunity. The opportunity share is not there for Chimere. So I can't talk more. I can't talk any more negative on him. Let's see. Bill is horrible. But drop Bill from Monangai. What do you think? I love that. Richard Smith, 277,000 drops. I think part of that is people freaking out that the Chiefs are going to trade for Breece Hall. Wish they would have. God, I wish they would have. They didn't. So I get it. I get that people are dropping him, but can I also say it could be a mistake? What happens if Kareem Hunt gets injured? Richard Smith's going to be like the number 1 running back in Kansas City. The problem is, in redraft leagues, he's really hard to hang on to. He's a much better dynasty ad. He had 3 carries for 7 yards. Didn't catch his only target. I get it. I do get this drop as a redraft person. So, yeah, I mean, can't argue with any of the first 4. 5th one, Michael Carter. Getting dropped. The Carter album. Didn't see a single carrier target in Monday night's game against Dallas. If you score 0 points against the Dallas defense, you're about as irrelevant as can be. Bye. Can't believe he's on that many rosters. 186,000 rosters. Samaje Perine getting dropped. I mean, I'm surprised he was on a bunch of teams. Looked like he had 1 good week last week. Maybe that's why everyone was picking him up. Now they're dropping him. Could miss a couple weeks to high ankle sprain. I mean, even if he wasn't injured, I don't know why he was so sought after. Chase Brown is going to eat the rest of the season. He just is. He's going to eat. Emmanuel Wilson getting dropped because, of course, he had that huge game against Pittsburgh when they were blowing them out, and now they had a more competitive game. 6 carries for 16 yards. I told you guys last week this was a scam. Obviously he's a scam. Now he's getting dropped. Everybody agrees. Great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, 8, 9, 10. We'll talk about the last 3. Wow, Kyler Murray, huh? 168,880 drops. A soft benching. This thing can miss the next 4 to 8 weeks. Basically, Kyler Murray's season's over. Chop him up, put him up there with Jaden Daniels and Tucker Kraft. Yeah, I I think the Kyler experiments over in Arizona, we might not see him in a Cardinals jersey again. As crazy as it is to say. I don't think this is 100% injury related. I think that Brissett's looked better than Kyler this year. Let's see. Oh, did Michael Carter get cut? That's hilarious. That's even better. That's even better. 3 carries for 7 yards. Disgusting. Can't agree anymore. I'm scared of Chris Olave because of Shuck. I get it. I mean, he's got to throw the ball to somebody, though. But, I mean, if you can get out from underneath Olave, I would. I think I would. I don't know, man. He just gets so much work. And how much worse can Shuck be than old homeboy? I know he looked bad, but we got to remember, that was his first start, and it was against the Rams, a tough defense. So we got to cut Shuck a little bit of slack. But I don't blame you for being upset, being worried. Just saying, one good game and he's out of my roster. No, I get it. I get that. I get that. Zonovan Knight, 158,000 drops, running back for Arizona. Let's see, quiet Monday night win, you don't say. 9 carries, 27 yards, 3 yards per carry. Played 57% of the snaps, which once again, Arizona dominated. They killed the Cowboys. What are these running backs doing, bro? You got 5.7 points against Dallas in a... I don't think it shows game scores. Did they won by like multiple touchdowns? Zonovan Knight. Come on, Bam Knight. Get out of here. Darnell Mooney. I agree with everybody. I agree with all of these. This is maybe the first year, their first week, in the 2 years of us doing this that I've agreed with everybody. Agreed with the public. Darnell Mooney, 147,000 drops. This is probably the one I have, I would say, the most pushback on. Because look at the snap share, right? The last 3 games, 83, 90, 100. That's huge. But targets, 5, 4, 2. I get people dropping him. I mean, if there's somebody else out there that... like a Darius Slayton, I see those guys as pretty equal. So if you want to take the chance on Slayton instead of Mooney, I don't blame you for it. You want to drop Mooney for a guy like Loveland? I think that's actually probably a good choice. I think I'd rather have a high upside player. Even as much crap as I've talked on Musgrave this year, or this week, I should say, dropping Mooney for Musgrave I would even be okay with. Just taking guys that there's a chance. Because there's a chance I'm wrong on some of these, but I've been doing this a long time. And I feel like I got a pretty good read on this. And the next one, I wasn't even going to talk about him because this is number 11. But can we talk about Evan Ingram having 3 targets for 0 receptions? Played 51% of the snaps. What the hell is that? What happened to this Sean Payton tight end? They got Ingram. They went out and got Ingram just to not use him. I don't understand that. That is so confusing to me. For Derrick Henry and Judkins for Bucky. Let's hope for the best. Henry and Judkins for Bucky. Ooh, man. He gave up a lot. But I think I would do that. I think I do like the Bucky side there. I like Judkins more than I like Henry, is a crazy thing. But for Bucky, yeah. Hopefully he comes back healthy, man. Hopefully that trade goes through. Only reason I did that was because I can only start 1. Damn, you got an interesting league, man. Oh, I missed it. We gained a subscriber. Thank you to whoever subscribed over on YouTube. I appreciate that. We do this one every Tuesday at 6 o'clock. And then we have a NFL betting spread pick show that we do every Wednesday at 6 o'clock. That's a lot of fun. We got a couple games that we play on there. And we break down every single NFL game, give you guys our picks and predictions. Any questions? Anything else, guys? That's about it for me today. I gave you guys my article. If you guys want to read it word for word, you guys can go over to bettergreen.com. I believe the link is in the comments over on YouTube. Probably not for TikTok. But, yeah, guys, that's going to do it. Air out. Peace. Peace, buddy. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully we see you again. Yeah. I don't see any other comments coming on in. No. All right, got a couple watches still, but thank you guys for watching. We'll be back. Hopefully, we see some of you guys tomorrow breaking down that game. We have 3 more weeks of this. 3 more weeks of waiver wire content coming out for you. We got week 11, week 12, and week 13. After that, we're in the fantasy playoffs. You guys don't need me for the waiver wire at that point. You guys know what you're doing if you're in the playoffs. If not, that's all right. There's next year. Hopefully, you've been listening and following along throughout the year. So, if you have, me and then Bobby, when he was on, we were hitting on most stuff. So, you should be in a pretty good shape if you've been watching the show. So, thank you guys again. Hopefully, we see you guys next week. Hopefully, we see you tomorrow in the Intentional Lounge episode. Peace, guys.